This is the Jason Walker Show. Two-time National Sports Media Association Montana Sportscaster of the Year and three-time loser, the Jason Walker Show. The best local and statewide sports coverage, featuring the biggest guests from Montana.
Flint Rasmussen joining us here on the Jason Walker Show.
He's freaking exhausting, too. You used to dance a lot more. Yeah, I know, lady. I'm 51 years old now.
The NAI Hall of Famer Mike Van Diest joining us here, Jason Walker Show. And is it just a deal where quarterbacks have to be good golfers?
That's all they have time for. They don't work out. They don't lift weights. They don't do anything else. They might as well go get on the golf course and at least have some fun.
And from across the country,
Doug Gottlieb, our guest here on the Jason Walker Show.
End of the day, remember, it's your show. It's got your name on it.
Howie Mandel, our guest here.
Jason Walker, deal or no deal?
the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome and happy Wednesday. Jason Walker Show, presented by Capital Collision Center. Montana state law says it is your vehicle, it is your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center. Coming up today, we are talking with Alex Eschelman. That's what she said, brought to you by Dinner's Done Right, as she'll join us to wax poetic about Texas and also basketball coming up. Lots of Bobcat basketball, Cats and Grizz on Monday as well, so on the women's side. And what else we got? On this day in history coming up, the walk-off, so much more. So let's get to it. You can watch on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. You can listen on Podbean Network One Sports. Excuse me as we still battle a little bit of a little respiratory cold, not COVID or the flu. You can also tweet us at JWalkerSports. Email Jason at jasonwalkershow.com, and you can get a hold of us, 406-209-1267. We're going to talk some baseball here in a second. And reminds me, tomorrow coming up, we'll talk baseball with Helena Senators coach John Burnett. What does he think of high school baseball being added by MHSA? Ty Ridgway, the East Helena boys coach, will join us. Tough loss last night. And also new MSU Northern coach Jerome Sowers will join us tomorrow. So that is all coming up on Thursday. So little heads up there for you. The opening segment of the Jason Walker Show is brought to you by the premier log home company in the business, and that is Big Sky, Montana Custom Log Homes, because they have the best in the Big Sky. That's where I was going with that. But get a hold of them at yourcustomlog.com, because they have the absolute best when it comes to experience, 50-plus years, okay? When it comes to knowledge, they know what they're doing. The best craftsmen in the industry. And they will fit your budget, your needs, your wants. Get a hold of them. Montana Custom Log Homes, yourcustomlog.com. We mentioned we're going to talk some baseball, and we are going to. I'm not sure why that's not playing, so let me fix that. There we go. Does this work? Okay. There we go. Technology, man. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let's see here. Let me get to where are we at? Okay. Before we get going on baseball, though, there is a good friend of many of us here in not only the Helena area, but also the state of Montana. You know him, former Bruin, former Saint, Luke Denherter. And Luke came out last week and revealed that for the fourth time he is battling cancer. His fiance set up a GoFundMe page, and it's GoFundMe.com. We're going to share it on our Facebook page. But just go to Luke Denherter, because Luke needs your help. Fighting cancer. I mean, he survived 3 different times, and now he's fighting a 4th time. And it's a little different now because he's got a fiance, he's got a family. And we just want to support Luke as much as we can. So check out the GoFundMe page and help out any way you can. So once again, we'll be sharing that on our Facebook page and my personal page as well. So we love you, Luke. We know you got this. Dude's fought it off 3 times. And I was talking with him yesterday. They're going to try some new technology, basically, and hopefully it kicks its ass this time, because F cancer. We can all agree to that, right? We love you, Luke, though. Like we said, we're thinking of you, and we're here to help any way we can. So there's a lot of support for you, my man. We mentioned Crosstown going to Capital. They sweep, and it wasn't really close last night. Man, how good is Capital Wrestling right now? And look, I know there's a lot of great other wrestling across the state, but when you're talking in the Queen City, Capital is the top dog right now, so to speak. And it's fun to watch. It's fun to watch these kids. It's they just get out and have some fun, and they're doing it for the right reason because they love it. And I mean, that's crazy. We've got we're gonna have state coming up next week. How about that? Or next month, rather. I'm sorry. We're just a few weeks away from state wrestling. 48-20 was the win last night. Helena High's been struggling in the last few years. Look, they were open at 6 weights last night. They automatically lost 36 points. And, you know, it's tough because great wrestlers didn't get to wrestle, like Carson DeRozier, Colton Graham, Connor Kovic with a big win. Caleb Kirkland got a win, though, for Helena High. Ruger Young got a win for Helena High. But all that for Capital. Talon Marsh, another big win. So it's fun to watch the wrestling. I was going to go last night. I couldn't. I just didn't feel like I felt like it, but this cold is kicking my butt, man. And nothing like what our friend Luke's going through. There's no question about that. But anyway, what else do we want to chat about here in the open? Another MSU football coach is leaving. The tight ends coach is heading off to Boise. Nate Potter came in 2019 under Jeff Choate. He played for the Broncos. He's heading back to Boise where Kane Ione is. Matt Miller is. He's the wide receiver coach there. But Potter's heading back, so MSU looking for not only a defensive coordinator with Freddie Banks leaving, also another coach left, Adam Palapel. But we'll ask Alex Eschelman about this loss as Nate Potter takes off for Boise State. Let's see here. There's a new Pioneer League baseball team. We talked about it last year, but now they have a name. Yeah. The what are they going to be called? The Flathead or the Glacier Range Riders. So the Pioneer League now has 10 teams. Is that right? 11? They'll build a 2,500 seat stadium located on U.S. Highway 93, but there'll be a new Flathead Stadium will open up June 14th. But the Glacier Range Riders. Speaking of Gallatin, Bozeman is a team or a city that always should have had Pioneer League baseball. They were just never ready for it. And when the Pioneer League wanted to go to Bozeman, the Legion team kind of hemmed and hawed. And they didn't have all the right facilities at Heroes Park. When I played, we started our first season. We were the first team at Heroes Park down in Bozeman. And we didn't have dugouts or the clubhouses. We didn't have big bleachers. Now they do. Now would be time to get Bozeman involved in the Pioneer League. But the Glacier Range Riders, their mascot's going to be a mountain goat. Yep. Chris Kelly is the vice president of Ridge Run Baseball. And deposits are being accepted for season tickets, and general sales begin next month. They start play in May. Looks like they're going to be on the road for the first month, and then we'll open up Flathead Stadium in June, middle of June. So the Glacier Range Riders. It's going to be called, looks like Ridge Run Stadium. Well, Flathead Stadium, but it says Ridge Run Stadium in there on the drawings, so who knows. But the Range Riders starting play. Interesting. Yay. More baseball, which is good. I love baseball. And ever since Helena kind of screwed itself with the Pioneer League and with Kendrick and the city and Legion and all that. It was not a good situation when they left, the Brewers, but missed baseball here in the Queen City of the pro variety. I know we still have Legion, but there's just something about the ping of the bat I'm not a big fan of. The wood crack is the best, right? Let's see here. Do we want to chat? Yeah, let's chat about that real quick. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but Craig Haley came out with his preseason top 10 and for football, for the FCS. And he's got North Dakota State followed by South Dakota State, and then the Grizz and then the Cats at 3 and 4 respectively. And put up some thoughts last night. You know, give me your thoughts. Tony said, same old, same old. Last 4 years, the Cats go deeper in the postseason, beat the Grizz head-to-head 3-1. Grizz continuously ranked too high, Cats too low most of the season. Grizz, as usual, are #over RTD. Bobby Houck thinks it's return to dominance. It's overrated. Grady said nobody cares, and I'm like, dude, you commented, you cared enough to comment. And look, I get it. I have this issue too. I'm not a fan of all this preseason crap. I get it. But it's like he said, it's January. The season doesn't start till, September. And he's like, why talk about it? I'm like, well, because there's nothing else to talk about really. And it gets fans interested. That's why we talk about football year round. Because fans stay interested. It's why on the national shows, Dan Patrick, Rich all these guys, all of them, they talk about National Football League year-round. Why? Because that's what sells. Well, here in Montana, we can talk the Cats and the Grizz year-round. And to an extent, the Frontier. Why? Because that's what sells. That's what people are interested in. The Cats just lost the national championship, 10 days ago? 11 days ago? I mean, it's okay if we talk about this now. I'm not going to do it all, spring. Oh, this preseason poll, this preseason poll. But once in a while, we're going to talk preseason. And that one was just interesting. Because Craig Haley is a well-known voice in FCS. And there you go. So, fun stuff. Can't wait to get to Alex Eschelman. She's going to join us coming up. As a reminder, we're going to talk with Ty Ridgway tomorrow, East Helena coach. The Vigilantes lost last night at home to Stevensville. And that was the first loss, or first win for Stevensville in 3 years. 35-32 was the final. I think it was 11-2 East Helena led at the end of the first quarter, but then the Yellow Jackets came back, and again that's their first win in about 3 years. Fisher Brown, love that kid. Was he a sophomore last year? It's Justin Brown's kid. You remember Justin Brown, sharpshooter, Helena High. And I believe the Cats, right? Yeah. But number 1 Lewistown rolled over number 5 Billings Central. Fisher Brown with 25 last night. That kid's a stud. Bryce Graham added 21. Let's see. Lodgegrass pasted Joliet. Damon Grovant had 41. I think it's his third straight game of 40-plus points. Florence Carlton got a big win. Columbus last night. Ennis got by Lone Peak by 6. 29 for Clinton Buy-in for Ennis Mustangs. Butte beat Big Sky in girls basketball. Brooke McGrath with 16. Let's see here. Were there any East Helena girls lost to Steve I, 45-38. Billings Central girls, you got Maya Hansen back. That's a lot. Haley Ewell, 14. Maya Hansen, Elena Woods, each with 11. Led 20-1 over Lewistown at the end of the first quarter. And got the big win. But yeah, Damon Grovant, Lodgegrass had 41. Spencer Leonard's a power with 41. Lone Peak's Gus Hammond, 34 last night. Caleb Balla, St. Regis, 32. Some other big ones in there. Macy Hill, St. Regis, 25. Mentioned Fisher Brown. Paige Loffing of Huntley, 22. We'll talk rankings coming up a little bit later on in the show, too. The at 406mtsports.com power polls are out, so we'll talk rankings. Let's see. So there you go. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to check in with Alex Eschelman. It's been a while since we talked, a couple weeks, in fact. We miss Alex and her insightfulness. We'll talk about Texas, and then we'll also get into Bobcat basketball because the Bobcat women played Monday, got a big win over Idaho. They've got games tomorrow, Saturday, and then Monday. And it's Cat Grizz game Monday in Bozeman on SWX. So we'll talk to Alex coming up about that and much more still to come here. Jason Walker Show. This segment brought to you by Montana Custom Log Homes. Our opening segment is always brought to you by our great friends, veteran-owned and operated, family-owned and operated, milled, handcrafted, and timber frame. 3 distinct divisions, project management services. And the largest home to date is 30,000 square feet under roof. They also have floor plans for 700 square feet. So whatever fits your budget and your plans at Montana Custom Log Home. All right, Alex Eschelman will join us. When we return, the Jason Walker Show is presented by Capital Collision Center. This is a great place to say, get your vehicle to Capital Collision Center. Why? Because Montana state law says it's your vehicle. It's your choice. Where you have it repaired, choose Capital Collision Center.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle, and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com. Spring is fast approaching and summer is just around the corner, so now is the time to get those windows tinted at Auto Concepts as the sun starts to heat up. Tinting is the best way to keep the sun out of your little one's eyes driving down the road. Plus, it just looks cool. Auto Concepts is your exclusive 3M dealer for tinting as well as the best clear bras in town. Auto Concepts clear bras will not fade or yellow over time. And don't forget about suspension lifts and power steps for your rig too. Visit AutoConceptsHelena.com or check them out on Facebook. Auto Concepts, the auto enhancement professionals.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Rucker's Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Rucker's, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $289. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Welcome back to the Jason Walker Show.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show on a Wednesday. Wow. Whew, I know what day of the week it is. I haven't known what day of the week since March 11th, 2020, I think. But I'm pretty sure today is a Wednesday. You know why I know that? By the way, this segment brought to you by Rucker's Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Rucker's Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena. I know it's Wednesday because it is time for That's What She Said. It is Alex Eschelman, and she joins us now here on the Mike Miller State Farm Hotline via the Airlink. I got to turn the music down. There we go. Alex, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me. And it's a little late, but Happy New Year. I mean, I feel like the football season just ended for us in Bozeman. It's finally the real world's kind of setting in. You're like, okay, let me regroup. Let's get everything back. Basketball season, full go. It's a great start to the new year. How are you?
I am good. The last time we talked was 3 days before. You were at the airport with Tai Okada's girlfriend. You ended up in Texas, okay?
Best friend.
Yes. Give me your takeaway of Texas, not the game. I mean, we know how the game went, but give me your thoughts on Texas and Frisco and all of that week.
This is so corny to say, but magical, kind of special. Not kind of, really special, because, I think it's really interesting. I think that obviously North Dakota State got the best of Montana State without a doubt in that game. And I think that clearly that wasn't the outcome that the team would have wanted, of course, and the fan base would have wanted. Obviously, people want to see them win. However, I do feel, Jason, that there were so many Bobcat fans there from all over the country, and particularly from the Treasure State, and the traveling that they had to overcome just to get there, the flight delays and the cancellations, and for so many people, literally thousands of Bobcat fans to have made it a priority to be there was so cool to see. And then to top it off, seeing hundreds of former Bobcat football players all together in one setting to root on the current team, watch the final practice. I thought that was so cool that Coach Vegan, Mikey Ryder, all of those guys made sure that they were able to do that. And despite the loss, I think in a way Bobcat fans felt as though we were victorious in just being there.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, yes, after 37 years, I'm okay saying that, but we sound like Grizz fans if we say, well, at least we made it. Right. But you want to get there and you want to win. I mean, that's, and look, aside from North Dakota State dominated that game, but what impressed me, like you said, with all the former players being there, because Friday I was at Tight End Sports Bar. And, I talked to Taylor Sheridan, Taylor Dees, Tiai Salanoa, Anthony Pekka from the 010 to the 014 or the 14 teams that were all a big foundation for where this team got. It was cool to see all those guys and the brotherhood that they had, all those guys back. Like you said, it was awesome. That team picture with that final practice when everybody was on the field. I mean, it was pretty special for sure. How did you spend the week, though? Like, what did you do for fun?
Oh, boy, Jason. Well, it was pretty chaotic. I'm just going to say that. Probably the most relaxed that I was on that trip was when I was talking to you, and not in a bad way. I mean, I had a really, really fun time with my coworkers and with friends that I haven't seen in a while. It was 12 out of 10, and just from meeting new people as well. But it was go, go, go. And so it was probably the most relaxed that I probably was before I got on my first flight in Bozeman to Denver, because what happened was my flight was so delayed in Bozeman that before I took off, I already knew I missed my flight in Denver. So missed my flight in Denver, ended up getting on an American flight, was originally on a United flight, lost my bags in the process, didn't get them until the next night. And for gals, that's not what you want to hear, because I had to go to Target early the next morning first, before I went back to the airport to figure out exactly where my bags were and when they were coming in. 2, I went to Target, had to get some new makeup. I mean, it was nice to go on a shopping spree. However, when I already knew I had the things that I needed, they were just in a bag in Denver. It was quite frustrating. All in all, it's fine. We made it. Sean and I had a great time covering the game and everything leading up to it. We also had our Wake Up reporter, Bradley Warren, there. Yep. It was a really, really fun time. But I'd be lying if I said there was a lot of downtime. It was a lot of go, go, go. Yep. And then on top of it, losing the bags. Not really what you want to see happen, but it happened. Okay. And it happened to NBC's Robbie Whittle, too, so that made me feel a lot better.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just you.
Yes.
Alex Eschelman joining us. Next year, you just drive down with us. We made it. We drove straight through. Not a whole lot of sleep, dealing with the head cold and the ramifications of that for 2 weeks now, or a week and a half, but lots of fun. And it was a blast being down there. And like you said, the fans were fantastic. North Dakota State fans were great. And I'm sure you were adding into that too.
100%. And what was fascinating, Jason, is that after the game, we had a handful of North Dakota State fans at our hotel. And I said, oh, congratulations, blah, blah, blah. I was talking to them for a little bit. And the crazy thing about that team and that fan base is that they expect it so much to be there every single year. I asked them about that and said, so are you guys... jokingly, I'm like, so do you guys already have your tickets booked for next year? They're like, oh yeah, we do it every year. We go right back to the hotel, go to the front desk. They were as serious as a heart attack.
Oh, yeah.
And that immediately after the game, they already had all their stuff booked. I'm like, wow, you guys are true fans.
Yep. Well, that's what you have to you have to prepare for now. I mean, that's the way it's gotten. Alex Eschelman joining us, ABC Fox Montana sports reporter, lost in the shuffle of the Bobcat loss. The next day, the Bobcat men go out and beat the Grizz for the first time in 5 or 4 years and did it very well. And a big win for Danny Sprinkle and the guys at home.
Huge win. And, quite frankly, I'm not terribly surprised. I think that similarly to Coach Vegan with his team and before that Coach Choate, I think that Coach Sprink and Danny, they have that expectation with their own program. And I think that it's been like this from the first game of their season. They're hungry to win a Big Sky title. They were back there in the finals last year against Eastern. Obviously, they're not satisfied. And I think that is the mentality that they have. So I think that it was huge for them to get that win over the Grizz, especially because they have been on a 6-game losing streak to them.
Well, and like I said, it was almost lost in the shuffle. It's big, like nobody saw it, nobody knew. I mean, it was a Sunday. Thankfully, they moved it, but it was like, did this game happen if nobody watched it? Because we were all coming back from Texas. But that's a huge win. And what I like about this coaching at Montana State, you've got it with Vegan. It started with Choate, obviously, but Coach Binford, Coach Sprinkle, and Coach Jones, even with volleyball, they expect to win. They've instilled this into their teams of, this isn't 5 years ago. We expect to go out and win every time we're on the floor or the football field.
Definitely. And we've talked about this, Jason. I've said this multiple times, but and you don't have to be a rocket scientist to see it and feel it. There's a difference between a good culture within an athletic department and a bad culture. And there is a very good culture here at Montana State, and they're just continuing to build on that. And that is not easy. And for them to have had that and to continue to grow and build on that is really, really special and cool to cover.
Tell me about this men's team. They're at NAU and somewhere else this week. Is it SAC? Who's the travel partners now? There's NAU and...
I want to say they're at Portland State.
Is it Portland State and NAU are the travel partners now?
Yes, because Montana State women's, I've been focused on women's just because.
Well, I'm going to get to them.
Load of games here
but
they're making up. We got NAU tomorrow, Portland State on Saturday, then Cat Grizz on Monday. So I believe that is the same for the men's. They have NAU and then Portland State. Right. Okay. I'm going to have to triple check that.
No, I believe you. You're the one, you're the smart one in this. But tell me about this team. Are they? I mean. What can we expect when they go out the rest of the season? And I know we're going to talk about them a lot over the next 2 months, but, I mean, is this a team that Bobcat fans should rally behind?
Oh, of course. That's not even a question. I think that even if you're the worst team in the league, you got to rally behind your team because they need the fan base. They need that cheerful energy. I mean, there needs to be more fans in the brick for these basketball games, hands down, whether it's men's games, women's games, there needs to be more fans there. They do get a good fan base for sure. And it's a loyal fan base at that. You see the same people, but we need to get some more students and get all those, get all the Bobcat fans there because these are good teams. And I think that both of them could make a run. I think that, I've been speaking with Coach Ben a little bit in our past few Bobcat Insiders and even, just throughout the week. And both these teams, these seasons are long, you know, and they're through their first half, they're into their second half. On top of it, they're still all of basketball is still dealing with the COVID protocols, and all these sports are. So you go through these ebbs and flows in a season, but I do think that Montana State women's basketball bouncing back after their 16-day hiatus, and then with men's, I think that the energy that they gained from that Cat Grizz win has just continued to build from there.
ABC Fox Montana sports reporter Alex Eschelman, SWX Montana. You'll see her there Monday night with the Cat Grizz game, a Cats Lady Grizz down in Bozeman. Let's start with let's go to the Bobcats and Coach Binford. She's got a little bit of a struggle this year. The team had lost, I think, 3 in a row before the win over Idaho Monday night. They dealt with the COVID, but it's not just the Darian White show, and I think that's starting to come to fruition. You're starting to see others step up. Aaliyah Beatty, for instance, the other night had a nice game. But it's not just relying on Darian White, who can do it all. But if they shut her down, if an opposing team shuts her down, you've got to have somebody else step up. And it seems like there's finally the Bobcat women starting to get that.
Definitely. And some players that really stand out to me, Cola Bad Bear.
Oh, yeah.
She's a beast. Such a baller. Love watching her. Alexi Deedon, another one that's great. Taylor Jansen had a great night the other night. So you're right, Jason, and I completely agree with you. Coach Ben, she realizes that Darian obviously is kind of like the Troy Anderson. He's kind of like the face. She's the face of the program. However, she's not the only one that they're relying on. They have a lot of different pieces, and that depth has continued to grow throughout the season.
Well, they've got NAU and then Portland State, like you said, at the Brick Breeden Fieldhouse coming up Thursday and Saturday. And then it's the Cats Lady Grizz. They didn't get to play because of COVID 2 weeks ago, I guess, but they will play. This is a much better Montana team than we've seen over the last couple of years. They've got cohesion. You talk about culture. Brian Holsinger has changed the culture up there in Missoula, and they're playing some really good basketball. This is a big matchup on Monday in Bozeman.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. Both of these Montana teams. Yeah, no, the Grizz are really, really good. Both men's team and the Lady Grizz definitely put up a good fight this year. And with the Lady Grizz, I mean, that's expected. I mean, historically, that program is one of the best in all of college basketball and all of college women's basketball. And so I think that it's exciting to see that program really begin to flourish again. I was just talking with Krista about this. She'll be doing color for the game along with Chris Byers, and she knows that program very, very well. And she was just talking about how much adversity that team has faced within the past year to a couple years. And for them to come out on top and continue to do really well, they're going to put up a good fight against MSU for sure.
You talk about Krista Redpath. She was one of those that's had quite the career over there for when she played for Robin Selvig in the Lady Grizz. It's a tradition, and they expect to win. It's been a rough couple years, but now they're back, it seems, and which is scary if you're a Big Sky Conference member, because they were on top for so long, and other teams had a chance. Idaho State, Montana State. Now the Lady Grizz are back, and that's worrisome for the rest of the league, I think.
Did we ever talk about the documentary that was made, The House That Rob Built? I think that's what it was called.
Yeah, unbelievable. I've watched it a couple times. I loved that show.
Unbelievable. Yeah. It was so good. And I actually watched it before it came out, before my first basketball season of covering Montana State. And it taught me so much. Now I'm so happy that I watched it, because it really explained to me the legacy and the winning culture, and I mean how the Lady Grizz came to be. And it's really, really special that we get to cover a type of team like that. And I think Coach Ben has that same type of, I think that she's creating something like that here at Montana State as well. Obviously you can't definitely totally compare, because Lady Grizz in the history of that program is, like I said, one of the best to ever do it. But I do think that but both of the teams are doing great and building success.
Well, and what's great, as a Bobcat growing up in Bozeman, always, everybody knows I'm a Bobcat fan first, but I always respected, and that was the word that's always used about the Lady Grizz program, and Robin Selvig was the respect. He was classy. He did it the right way. And, Shannon Schwain was an absolute great assistant coach. She struggled as a head coach, didn't get all the support. But, that program, I mean, gosh, Tennessee, when people talk about Robin Selvig and the Lady Grizz, they put it on the same program or same pedestal as Tennessee and Stanford and UConn, even though without the national championships, obviously. But you just can't duplicate what Robin Selvig did. It was, unbelievable run of success for 30 years.
And we're celebrating 50 years of high school girls basketball in the state this year. Yep. And Coach Selvig had so much to do. I mean, it goes beyond, when I was watching that documentary, it goes beyond basketball. It gave me the confidence as a female to be able to talk about sports and be in the conversation. And he is definitely a feminist, and I say that in the best way, right, that he is definitely an activist for empowering women, and it was really, really cool to watch that.
Yeah, I've had the chance to meet with him and have him on the show a few times. It's unbelievable every time you talk with him, and I compare him to a Pat Summitt, who was my all-time favorite women's coach, maybe my all-time favorite coach aside from Bobby Knight. But
I love it.
Yeah. All right, you still, I mean, you're busy with the Cats. Hey, speaking of, how about who's the dude that just is setting all sorts of records down there for track and field?
Oh my gosh, Duncan Hamilton?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I mean, that's nothing new. He was doing that last year, but I'm telling you, we're going to see this guy in the Olympics. It's just a matter of time. He's really that good. And I was talking with some of the coaches there, and they were saying people don't realize what they're watching right now. We are literally watching some of the best, like best to ever do it, not just in the state, but ever happen. And it's really, really cool. And again, I just love to see the Montanans shine at those positions and be the ones to be the stars, because Duncan's a born and raised Bozemanite, local Bozeman native. And for him to be kind of the star is really, really cool.
Yep, I agree. I got a couple of final questions for you before I let you go. Okay. Bobcats losing another coach, Nate Potter leaving for Boise State. He's a Bronco. How does that affect the coaching staff for football?
I don't think it affects it all that much, only because I think that when Coach Vegan came in, a lot of the guys that were here for this season weren't his guys. I mean, there was a lot of layover from Coach Choate's group that stuck around and stayed, and I don't know what those conversations were like for them to stay, or whether I don't know, but I will say that I don't think it's all that surprising. I think that a lot of the guys weren't guys that Coach Vegan brought in, so and I think it's fitting for Coach Potter to go back, to go to Boise, and I think it's going to happen too, Jason. When you have a winning team like Montana State go all the way to the championship, that's the business. I mean, you got to keep moving, and it's not unless you want to stay and you're able to. But the coaching world is tough. It is. Well, and especially coaching in Bozeman for what those guys don't make, and the price of living down there, housing. Definitely. You still have all this Bobcat stuff, but you got some high school stuff to cover too. Basketball season, wrestling, it's in full swing. So, do you sleep? I do. I do, but I will say between my shows after I do I'm watching, this is embarrassing to say, Friday Night Lights. I've never seen it. I'm almost finished with the series, and it's one of my new favorite shows. Yellowstone, wow. People feel they either love it or they hate it. And I'm also starting 1883. So also another one that I've heard people like that one more, but we'll see. I don't know. I do get sleep though, Jason. Okay. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Oh, I do. I mean, you're like a little sister. You're working all the time too. And I want to give you a shout out real quick. Finalist for Montana Sportscaster of the Year. And we know that Zach, our good friend Zach Mackey got that, but I want to say I feel very, very lucky to be working with both him and you.
Well,
you guys are the best.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm almost like the Grizz football team. I've made it to the final 7 times, and I'm 2-5. Just like the Grizz.
Oh, no comment. No comment.
But it's got to the point where I'm humbled. It's a peer nominated deal. I'm happy for Zach. He deserves it. But I was going to bring it up because he's not really a Montana broadcast. He's only here for a few months, and then he goes and does Iowa baseball. So does he get to win in Iowa too, or just Montana? See, that's not
Jason.
not fair.
I don't know. We'll see him in a couple days. I'll nag him about that question.
Please do. No, congratulations to him. He does a great job.
The more the merrier. I mean, he could win one here. He could win one in Iowa.
Yeah.
Let's see it.
Yeah.
The bigger the better.
I've got 2. The third would be good. Honestly, this year I felt validated being on my own after 2 years, and like I said, it's all peer nominated. You don't submit anything. You don't. It's all on Montana Sportscasters. So I appreciate them recognizing what we've done over the last couple of years there on our own. But yeah, I was going to let you go. Oh, what did you think of the Yellowstone season finale? By the way, what season as a whole? I was disappointed in season 4.
Don't talk to me about it. I actually haven't finished it.
Oh my God, what episode are you on?
I hate to say this, but I think I'm on episode 2 of the most recent season. It's because I've been so locked in with Friday Night Lights.
Okay, I've never seen
Garrity, Tim Riggins. I mean, I can't get over it.
I didn't see the episode. I didn't see the series. I didn't see the Friday Night Lights series. The movie was good enough for me. I didn't need to see the series.
No, you got to see the series.
No, because I think of Kyle Chandler as the coach, and every time I think of him, he was the punk kid in Pure Country who tried to fight George Strait. Like, you just can't do that.
It's so, Jason, just give it a chance. It's a new year. Give it a chance.
I'm on 1883 now.
Comfort zone.
I'm on 1883 now, which is I saw the first episode. I like it. But I will say I'm disappointed in season 4. So when you watch them all, you got to let me know, report back and let me know. All right, what's on tap this week besides basketball for you?
More and more basketball. Basketball, really. And I'm happy about it. Yeah. I feel badly that I haven't been able to really give it the priority and the attention that it has needed through the first half of the season due to football. So I am doing all basketball. Yesterday I was at Crosstown Wrestling, Gallatin, and Bozeman. Shout out to Lily Schultz. She is a bad bleep. She's very, very good.
Yes.
And it was so cool to watch. And she won. I mean, it was amazing. Yeah. And so and I also did some swim. So we're kind of doing it all. But priority right now really is basketball.
Yeah. Well, it always is. And you feel bad the other sports take a back seat, but that's what sells. Basketball and football, it's not your fault that football decided to play until January.
Right.
Right. I mean,
and you know what? I hope that next season they go until January again. It's great for everybody.
Shot clock, Montana high school basketball. Did Arizona have a shot clock, or Sacramento or California when you were in school?
Yes. It was not. Yeah, that's been. I was actually talking to Coach Wes Holmquist about this 2 days ago when it was passed, and I said, this is so interesting to watch these things be passed, because baseball being a sanctioned sport was a thing in California for a long, long time. Shot clock was a thing for a long, so different. So it's interesting to see the changes made, but I think that I've been learning more about the pros and cons. I do think the shot clock, though, it needs to happen because that's just the way the game is played. And I think that in the long run, that'll help athletes.
Yep. I agree. You have a clean apartment. I've wanted to say, you guys do a nice job.
Shout out to the roomies.
They
I'll
keep
tap
it.
in apartment.
Oh, you have a fireplace?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys, who's talking about cost of living in Bozeman? ABC Fox Montana pays well. You got a fireplace.
Oh, I'm telling you this. My roommate, she was wheeling and dealing and somehow found a really
nice
place that is not terribly expensive. So we're happy.
I love it. Okay, area of downtown. Where are you guys at? Or area? Don't give me your exact address.
We're not actually downtown. We're more towards Gallatin, kind of that newer area that everyone is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, on the other side of town. My cousin likes to call it Neverland because he's like, when I first moved here like 10 years ago, that side of town wasn't even there.
You know, when I grew up in Bozeman, this is going to really make me old, but 19th ended at Durston. It was a big field. We used to ride our bikes. Like, there was a big old field. Like, there was nothing. There was the car dealership on 19th and Main. There was the Bobcat Hotel, which is now apartments, and then the mall. There was nothing in between there. And then there was nothing between Bozeman and Three Forks or Bozeman and Belgrade or Belgrade and Manhattan. Like, none of that existed.
It's crazy. I know it's such a controversial topic, and I understand both sides, and it's so touchy. I'm like, oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
Hey, it's all about just being a nice person. If you come here, you need to adapt to the Montana ways and values.
Yes.
You don't implement your own values. You go with the good old Montana values because they're the best.
That's why that's exactly that, not to get political, but you don't leave one area because you didn't like it and come here and put it to where you just left. We don't want that.
Right.
Yes.
Exactly. I completely agree.
All right. Hey, try to get some sleep this weekend. I know you got a busy one. Maybe next Tuesday you can sleep, or in June.
We'll figure it out. I'm young,
You are young. You are
around here.
You are. Hey, thanks for joining us. I missed you for a couple weeks, but I missed you in Texas. But it was so busy. Everybody was on the run, going and do their own things, and but next year we'll hang out.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me as always, Jason. Always a pleasure.
It's a pleasure to chat with you, and you can check her out on ABC Fox Montana and SWX Monday night to tip off. What time?
7 p.m.
7. All right. She'll be on the sidelines. Chris Byers, Crystal Redpath with the coverage, and Alex Eschelman. Hey, have fun this weekend.
Thank you, Jason.
Right.
You too.
We'll talk to you later. That is Alex Eschelman joining us here on the Jason Walker Show. Quick break. We'll come back on this day in history. We've got high school basketball rankings, too, and much more coming up. This segment brought to you by Ruckers Furniture. Make the quality choice for your home at Ruckers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Store-wide savings are what you'll find when you shop for new home furnishings at Ruckers Furniture. This means tremendous values on Helena's largest in-stock selection of home furnishings. When you shop Ruckers, you'll find store-wide savings on the furniture you want for every room in your home. And you'll also find our selection of Serta iComfort, the most comfortable beds in Helena. 12-month financing is available with approved credit on most purchases over $299. Ask for details. You'll find store-wide savings at Ruckers Furniture, 1010 Dearborn, Helena.
Everyone knows about Dinners Done Right and the convenience of the cook and carry cuisines. It's so easy to just stop by and you have something for dinner that night. But there's also one more thing you need to know about. Dinners Done Right Grab and Go Salad Bar. Yes, I said salad bar. Always the freshest ingredients, along with a daily soup and nacho bar too. So the next time you are in a rush or you just want to eat healthy, stop by Dinners Done Right for the soup, salad, and nacho bar. For monthly menus and more info, it's dinnersdoneright.com.
Who doesn't love being number one? When your team's dominating the standings, or your favorite band rocks the charts at number one, it feels good, right? Kind of like how it feels when you have auto insurance with State Farm. Because making you feel like number one is an honor your local State Farm agent takes seriously. Through the good times and not so good, your State Farm agent's proud to be here to help life go right.
Call State Farm agent Mike Miller in Helena today.
New vehicles keep coming, and Capital Collision Center keeps earning certifications to repair them. They're Helena's newest GM-certified facility. No matter the make or year, they repair your car to manufacturer's standards and requirements, maintaining its safety and value. Montana state law says it's your vehicle and it's your choice where you have it repaired. Choose Capital Collision Center, certified in GM, Subaru, and Nissan, and Helena's only shop certified in Honda, Acura, and Ford. When you value safety, go to Capital Collision Center on Euclid.
Yes, it's true that Montana is a long way from the Gulf Coast, but you can bring that Cajun flavor home with a stop at Cafe Zydeco. From po' boys to classic sandwiches, Cafe Zydeco has all the best Cajun in town. Are you in the mood for seafood gumbo or crawfish etouffee? Maybe you're craving jambalaya with some shrimp and grits. Head in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or call ahead for pickup or delivery. Cafe Zydeco will fix all your southern cravings, even on a chilly Montana day. Cafe Zydeco is a proud sponsor of The Jason Walker Show.
Strength, beauty, grit, superior craftsmanship. Our homes have it all. At Montana Custom Log Homes, if you can dream it, we can build it. With 3 divisions and over 50 years experience, we've got you covered. From a showcase home to a small cabin, we make your vision a reality. Because every cowboy wants a castle for his queen. Montana Custom Log Homes, crafting homes that last for generations.
Welcome back, Jason Walker Show. Presented by Capital Collision Center. I was driving by today. They had some vehicles outside, and it reminded me of when my vehicle was there a couple years ago after getting T-boned, and just the work that they're able to do in a short amount of time to make your vehicle, if it's in a wreck, look like it just came off the lot, brand new. It's amazing. If you're ever in a vehicle problem, wreck, take it to Capital Collision Center. They are the absolute best. Alex Eschelman joined us earlier, thanks to Dinner's Done Right. Edible cookie dough, single grab-and-go microwavable meals, or grab stuff for down the weekend. Crock pot stuff, unbelievable. Oh, so good. Throw it in the crock pot, don't have to worry about it, and then you're just ready for dinner. Utensil-free almost. On this day in history still to come, and the walk-off. There are some high school basketball rankings that recently came out. 406mtsports.com power poll, the best when it comes to this. We'll start in the boys in the AA, and it's none other than Capital at 7-0, the lone unbeaten in AA. Bruins hosting Helena High. That'll be a big game this week. 3-0 in conference play. Helena High 3-4 overall, but 2-1 in the West. That's a big, big game at the Bears Den on Friday night. Bozeman at number 2. The Hawks only lost to Capital. Great Falls High, then Gallatin and Billings Senior, your top 5 in AA boys. Class A led by Fisher Brown, Lewistown 9-0, Butte Central's 8-0, Dillon number 3, Hamilton number 4, and then Billings Central, which just got hammered by Lewistown last night, sitting at number 5. Lodgegrass is number 1, Lame Deer number 2, and those two will meet up in 6 days, I believe. It's Journey Emerson and Damon Grovant. Those two going at it on the court. Are you kidding me? Oh, Columbus, Three Forks, St. Ignatius, and then Florence, Carlton, Wolf Point, Manhattan, Townsend, and Roundup. Your top 10 in boys Class B. Class C, Manhattan Christian, Freud Lake, Broadview, Lavina, Broadus, Luster Christian, and then Belt, Bridger, Fairview, Big Sandy, and Shields Valley. I believe next in March I'll be calling the State C up in Great Falls. So those are teams we're going to be real close to watching over the next couple of months in the Class C. On the girls' side, in Class AA, it's West, followed by Hellgate, Skyview, Flathead, and Butte. And then in Class A, Havre, Hardin, Billings Central, Dillon, Browning. Class B, number 1 team led by Rachel Van Blericum, Jefferson, number 1. Colstrip, Big Fork, Malta, Big Timber, your top 5. And then Red Lodge, Eureka, Anaconda, Thompson Falls, Huntley Project, the 6 through 10. In Class C girls, Manhattan Christian, followed by Roy Winifred, Shields Valley, Belt, Saco, Whitewater, Hinsdale. And number 6, Box Elder, followed by Twin Bridges, Plentywood, Charlo, and the Sugar Beaters of Chinook. So pretty good basketball being played, and a lot of it still to be played. But we're also still getting now to swimming. Oh, by the way, there's other stuff going on. We mentioned swimming, obviously, but we wanted to put this out too. Community volunteers are needed next weekend, Friday and Saturday, the 28th and 29th, in Helena. You can volunteer to judge the state speech and debate meet. The state AA tournament's coming up next weekend. You get hundreds of kids from across Montana competing to be named state champ. It's one of the largest tournaments, and speech and debate kind of always gets thrown off to the wayside because it's not really a sport, but It's in Helena, and they're looking for competition judges. There'll be more than 500 rounds. Now, you only have to do like 2 hours at Helena High. About 2 hours to judge a single round. You do not have to be experienced. In fact, they're willing to train you. You can get a hold of Helena High head coach Jennifer Hermanson or Capital head coach J.W. McClintock. You can also sign up on the website at Helena Public Schools. But the big state speech and debate coming up the 28th and 29th here in Helena, and they need volunteer judges. So if that's something you want to be involved with, you get a hold of us. We'll give you all the details too. But that's a big event. Big event. Let's see here. Should we do on the state history, I think? Yeah, let's do it. It is January the 19th. It is National Popcorn Day. I like me some popcorn, the buttered kind. 1934, MLB Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis denies Joe Jackson's appeal for reinstatement. Shoeless Joe had been banned after the 1919 Black Sox World Series. Dude should be in the Hall of Fame. The dude was proven not to cheat. He hit the only home run. He hit 367 in that series. He should be in the Hall of Fame. 1963, Australian Women's Open. Margaret Court wins for the 4th consecutive year. Also in 1963, Roy Emerson wins the first of his 5 straight Aussie titles. On this date in 1974, long win streak came to an end, the longest in men's basketball. NCAA. Notre Dame beats UCLA 71-70 in South Bend to snap an 88-game win streak for the Bruins. 1977, snow fell in Miami, the only time in the history of the city that snowfall occurred. On the same day in 1977, it also snowed in the Bahamas. We were supposed to be in the Bahamas this week. I'm glad we're not. Let's see, 2002, the Tuck Rule, speaking of snow. Tom Brady fumbled, and the cheating dynasty of the New England Patriots got started. It was ruled an incomplete pass. Despite a fumble, Patriots beat the Raiders in overtime, and there you go. 2013, speaking of cheating, Lance Armstrong admits to doping in all 7 of his Tour de France victories. It is Shawn Johnson's birthday. Yep, the little gymnast, 1992. I think she's got 2 kids now. Stan Musial passed away on this date in 2013, as did baseball manager Earl Weaver, 2 greats passing away on the same day. And on this date, 1946, Dolly Parton was born. The actress, advocate, she was born in Sevierville, Tennessee. A little trivia, Dolly Parton wrote I Will Always Love You and Jolene on the same day. 2 of her biggest hits by far. She wrote on the exact same day. How impressive is that? That's just damn awesome, if you ask me. Oh, man. Jason Walker Show brought to you in part by Pinkerton and Company, a combat veteran-owned company out of Wyoming. Casey and his family hand make everything with American leather, from wallets to saddles and everything in between. All products built to last. Check them out on Facebook, Pinkerton CO. And also PinkertonLeather.com. Now, if you use the discount code MTSports10, you get a 10% discount on all the products. But Pinkerton and Company, a great sponsor here of the Jason Walker Show, along with some of our normal sponsors, but those that help get us to Texas and back, Excite Baits, Spinker Sprinklers, Overland Express, Big Sky Brokers, and the Montana Football Hall of Fame. Appreciate all of you for hopping on board. That was a fun trip. All right, let's do this.
We always hear from the guys.
Let's do this. There we go.
We're almost at the end of the show. What did we learn? And what did he miss? Time for the walk-off.
The walk-off is presented by Cafe Zydeco, where the Big Easy meets the Big Sky. And love pasta Zydeco, and from Cafe Zydeco. And I told you this last month, the po' boys might be my new favorite. Barbecue pork po' boy. They also have shrimp. But you can order whatever you want. They have, unbelievable classic sandwiches. You can get a Cajun gyro, a Cajun taco, veggie pitas, shrimp, fried or grilled. The catfish basket, unbelievable. Just great food altogether at Cafe Zydeco. Had a lot of fun today. Hope you enjoyed it. If you missed anything, go to jasonwalkershow.com. Thanks to Alex Eschelman for joining us. Always a pleasure to chat with her and get her insights. Tomorrow, a big show. East Helena High boys coach Ty Ridgway lost last night to Stevensville, but they got a big one tomorrow and Friday night, both at home. Talk to him. John Burnett will join us, Helena Senators coach, talk about the addition of high school baseball and how it affects his Legion team. And new MSU Northern coach Jerome Sowers will join us tomorrow here on the Jason Walker Show. Thanks to all of our great sponsors. Thanks to you, as always, for listening and watching and supporting the show. We'll do it again tomorrow. Go to jasonwalkershow.com if you missed anything. If not, we'll see you. Have a wonderful Wednesday. See you back here tomorrow at 4, Jason Walker Show.
The Jason Walker Show is produced by the Jason Walker Media Company. Any reuse, rebroadcast, or retransmission without the express written consent of the Jason Walker Show is strictly prohibited. Just listen, watch, and enjoy.